So at Mosport Machine, we love air-cooled Volkswagens, like this 72 we have behind me here. So what we've already done is we've pulled the entire pan out. We're doing a full restoration on this car. The pan had some holes in it. Just over time, the battery trays start to rust out the entire floorboard. We'll just get holes from road grime, salt on the ground, salty air from the ocean, just normal wear and tear if you don't keep a garage. So what we're doing is we've already got the pan out. I've got it outside. We've already cut the entire old pan off. What we've done is we've done one side, I've stitch welded it. This side that we're gonna do today, I'm gonna show you how we prep it and how we stitch weld it. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to seal it. And then in the next couple videos, we're gonna be finishing up the Bug, cleaning it up, getting it ready for sale. So what you can see is we've got it stitch welded all the way across. This was the first pan, the seat mount, and then also all the way down this way. We have the brand new pan sitting where the old pan should be. We've cut out the old pan and we've prepped some of the surfaces on the edges that we're going to be welding. They're all ready to go. Just need to clean this spot up just a tiny bit. What these are it's a jig that we built and it's got pins in it. You can see about here, here, and then there's one here and here. And that holds the old pan to the new pan to line it up with everything. We've got this vice grip here just to pull it down so we can get a nice weld. All this will get pressed down and welded to the original pan. And you can see we have another jig back here as well. It's got the pins in it. It's also bolted to the original pan just to keep everything nice and tight in line. Along with the new pan, we're going to be installing the seat mounts and the original jacking points. So this guy will sit about there. The kit comes with the pans, two seat mounts, 2 jacking points, and it also comes with this triangular piece right here. Ours didn't have any rust to it, so we left it. Makes it easier to weld the whole pan together. But usually you cut this piece out right here along this line, take this out, it's got a brand new piece, you drop it in. Keeping that also makes it easier to run our jig because then everything is already in the stock points. So what we're gonna be doing here is getting everything prepped, and then we're going to be tacking it all together, and then we're going to seal it, we're gonna clean it off, and then we're gonna paint it. So now we are getting ready to do some cleaning up. So what I do is I've got an angle grinder here. I throw a flap disc on it. You can also use a wire brush or a wire disc as well. This one seems to work the best with paint, kind of gets it off pretty quick. There's not a lot of paint on the pan, the new pan, but the old pan has a lot of gunk and stuff. So this thing kind of fills up a little bit. That's why the wire brush is pretty good, but I use that, and then I've got a set of leather gloves. If you use the poly ones, like mechanics gloves, things like that, they start burning through. As you can see, these ones have been hit by the grinder a couple times. So what we're gonna do is get all this stuff together. Don't forget your safety glasses. I wanna take a shout out to Heatwave Visual. They're not sponsoring me, but wish they would. Now we're gonna grab our trusty welder. Got some brand new gloves last week. We're gonna wheel this bad boy out here and get some tack welds in and start stitching this thing together. Cool. So we've got our, it's a 70-30 argon. We've got the It's a 110 welder Miller setup. Nice piece. And yeah, Harbor Freight rig for moving it around. With the welder, what we're gonna need to do is we've got it plugged in already. We're gonna turn our gas on. Give it a little bit of deal there, and I'm gonna turn this down to 2, and we're just gonna see how it goes. So on these guys, there's not really a good place to set a ground. So what we did is we cleaned off some paint off of right here. You can see it under the vice grips there. And we're just gonna hook our ground up to our vice grip. So that should be good. Now what we'll do is we'll get the tack in. I'll start kind of on one side. I'll mix match. I just don't want to hit too fast on one side because then it'll start warping. So you kind of space them out and come back and get in between each spot as well. And we've got some Amazon special gloves. Same with the helmets. What we did is I needed somebody to hold these down. We've got the small tacks right now. So now what I'm gonna do is finish it up and we should be good to seal it, and then we will clean it and then paint it. What we've done so far is we've got a stitch weld all the way across to about where the little template pieces are that we use to hold everything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the 2 bolts on this side and pry it up and pull the ones over here. These guys are going to be 13 millimeter. It's a Volkswagen, so it's going to be metric. Be careful, these are gonna be a little warm still. This side's kind of cooled down, so I'm not worried about it too much. But you just gotta remember when you're welding like this, some stuff flexes and it will mess with shape. So we'll pull this one off. And now what we're gonna have to do is, you can see, do is where these little beams were, we're just going to do a little tack weld there, and then we'll do one on the other side as well. I did down this side already, so we're good over there. Just hit this, and underneath where this guy is, so a little bit right here, and I'm going to hammer this down too because it's a pretty nasty little burr. Yep, is going to be the seat mount. So what we're going to do is we just need to, so what we've already done is we've measured similar to that one. What we did is this one, before we pulled the pan out, we got the measurements off of the original pan and lined this up with the wall here and from here to the front. So the other side, we're using that as a template to make this one. We've already set our lines. Everything's cleaned up around it. If you look at the stock one, these ones are actually just tacked with like 7 or 8 tacks. We do a pretty good amount of welding on here just to make sure everything's super tight. I'm just trying to be extra cautious. A big thing is this pin right here. So what this is to release your seat so you can slide it forward. So what we do is all the way forward, goes all the way across. You can see on the pin itself that there is it's smaller in the front. So what we want is this full piece to be all the way through the slide here, so it'll sit like this. So now what I'm going to do is we'll set this back on here, put it in, we'll get it lined up with our marks that we have, the Sharpie, and then so as you can see in here, it's not through. Now it's all the way through, so it looks like we need to go just a smidge over. Okay, so that looks good. We'll line it up. Everything looks like it's gonna work. So what we'll do now is we're gonna drop some tacks in, make sure it looks good. We'll probably do one on each corner opposite. Just make sure it sits right, and then we'll drop the rest of them on. Okay, there's one. I'll do the one on the other side right now. Okay, now she's tight, can't move it. Pin's fitting good. So now what we're gonna do is weld the rest around it. So what we're doing now is we're going to measure where this one's sitting so we can match it up on the other side.
5 3/4.
5 3/4, all right. Got it. So we'll go get a mark over there.
Five 3/4. Mark down.
Sweet.
We can weld.
So now we've got it set where it needs to go, and we're going to clean around here,
Yeah.
so we can weld it together. And underneath as well, there's a little tab that sits about right here on the bottom side. Cool. Now it's prepped. We're gonna set it back in place. What we'll do is we'll tack the top pieces first, and then we're gonna tack the bottom, make sure it's on there, and then we'll do a final weld on it.
Right there.
That is a jack point for the
Yeah.
bugs. So we've got the jack mount welded on. As you can see, it's all dialed right here, and underneath. You can see it's welded on the top as well. It burned through the metal a little bit. Just the paint kind of came off. So now we're going to seal everything, and then once it's sealed, we're going to do paint and then clean everything out. Day 2. Everything looks pretty dry. Put another coat on it this morning. It's about noon, so we'll make sure she's totally clean before we get going. Both sides look really good. We just did the welding for the pan, and we did the sealing for the pan. We gotta let it dry. Tomorrow we'll come back. We're gonna do the cleaning on it, and then yeah, we should get started on the painting probably tomorrow or the next day here.